Hello and welcome to all the viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Meet the News here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Dekan Michael. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicom South with its parameters shown on the screen. And now the details of the news. President Bola Tinubu says since assuming office, he has made deliberate efforts to tackle corruption by funding the anti-graft agencies and not interfering in their activities. Represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, Tinubu spoke in Abuja at the 6th Annual General Assembly of the Network of Anti-Corruption Institutions in West Africa. The president described corruption as one of the most significant obstacles to the country's progress, saying all hands must be on deck to confront it. On a sad note, Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun has expressed sorrow over the death of the State Resident Electoral Commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission, Olaniyi Ijale. Ijale died yesterday evening in Abuja shortly after attending a meeting at the Independent National Electoral Commission's headquarters here in Abuja. He reportedly died shortly after attending the meeting. It was reported that he appeared in good spirit throughout the meeting before returning to his hotel room in the Federal Capital Territory where he collapsed. The Nigerian Labour Congress has summoned what it described as an emergency National Executive Council meeting following the invitation of its president, Joe Ajaero, by the police for allegedly financing terrorism. The next meeting will be held with all heads of affiliate and state chapters of NLC expected to be in attendance. The notice of the meeting, titled Notice of Emergency National Executive Council Meeting, was signed by the NLC Secretary General Emmanuel Ogboja. And now still on NLC, the organized labor has called on Nigerians to be patient with the federal and state government following the delay in the implementation of the new minimum wage. This was even as workers' union absolved the federal government of any wrongdoing, saying it would be unfair to conclude that there was a deliberate attempt to avoid paying the new minimum wage. The Deputy President of Nigeria Labour Congress Political Commission, Professor Theophilus Ndubaka, started this in an interview. The People's Democratic Party and the Labour Party have berated the President Bola Tinubu-led federal government for purchasing a new presidential jet worth $10 million without the approval of the National Assembly. The PDP Deputy National Public Secretary Ibrahim Abdullahi and Deputy Youth Leader Timothy Osadolo described the action of the government as insensitive, while Nigerians are generally facing hard times and struggling to feed. Similarly, the campaign representative for the Labour Party's presidential candidate, Yunus Watanko, said it was worrisome that the president will prioritize his confidence over the well-being of the generality of Nigerians amid the economic hardship in the country. And on to end banditry in the Toreta local government area and other adjoining villages, the Sokoto state government has approved the construction of the Toreta Garden Carry Road to make bandits' dens more accessible. Governor Ahmed Aliyu revealed this during his visit to the Toreta local government as part of the statewide tour of the 23 local government of the state. According to him, the road, when completed, will provide security agencies with easy access to the forest that serves as hideout for bandits in the area. The Rivers State government has warned religious bodies and organizations against carrying out any form of medical outreach without the approval of the State Ministry of Health. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Adeze Ore, issued the warning during a media briefing in Port Harcourt, Rivers State capital, where she disclosed that 2 hospitals and a spa in the state have been sued for operating without registration and unprofessional conduct. She expressed surprise that despite previous calls on any group organizations planning medical outreach anywhere to notify the ministry for written approval, but some refused to heed the call. Ahead of September 21 Edo off-cycle election, the chairman of Independent Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, says the printing and distribution of permanent voters' cards to its Benin office will be ready for collection from Thursday, 22nd August 2024. Yakubu made this known while addressing the state resident electoral commissioners. Our correspondent was has the report. We'll bring that shortly. And the Supreme Court reserved judgment on the appeal challenging the re-election of Bayelsa State Governor Diodiri. Apex Court similarly reserved the judgment on the appeal challenging the victory of Kogi State Governor Hamid Ododo. The Independent National Electoral Commission declared Diri of the People's Democratic Party as the winner of November 11, 2023 governorship election in Bayelsa State. Batimi Silva of the All Progressive Congress rejected the poll result and challenged it at the Elections Petition Tribunal. And now the National Assembly has challenged its staff to embrace technology for increased productivity and modernization. The clerk to the National Assembly, Magaji Tambawa, gave the charge during the opening ceremony of the 4-day capacity building and training program for the 318 staff of the National Assembly from grade level 10 to 14. Delivering a keynote address at the formal opening of the 4-day capacity building program for staff of the National Assembly, Tambawa said training and retraining are essential components of professional growth and development, particularly in today's fast-paced and ever-evolving work environment. And now the federal government has mandated all higher institutions in the country to regularly submit their matriculation list to the Federal Ministry of Education no later than 3 months after matriculation ceremonies. The list, according to the government, must be submitted through the dedicated channel of Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board. The initiative is one of the recommendations made by a committee set up by the federal government to combat fake degree mills or racketeers in the country. You're watching Midday News coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When the Midday News returns following the flash flood aftermath, thousands of children in northern Vietnam struggle to return to school. Please stay with us. We'll be right back for the news. Welcome back. You're still watching Midday News here on Global Television. Now to business. Fuel scarcity has once again hit the capital city of Abuja, causing long queues and frustration among residents. As commuters scramble to fuel their tanks, the disparity in fuel prices across different stations is adding to consumers' woes. Queen Agaba has more details.
Reporting from one of the busiest fuel stations here in Abuja, what can be seen is a common sight these days, with endless lines of vehicles waiting for hours just to get a few liters of fuel. The situation has become critical, with NNPC outlets selling fuel at 617 naira per litre, while other stations sell over 700 naira.
Along this line now, you have people selling even 1,000 per litre. There is no fuel. We are here not because we can't go and queue there, but they don't even open. In their signboard, 1,000, 80, 900, they don't have fuel.
There have been different in prices depending on the filling station. Some are selling 690, some are selling 680, depending on the filling station. But I think this is the cheapest of it all.
I am not happy about calling myself Giant of Africa, where my government are now doing the needful for the citizens. It's very, very annoying.
Here, NNPC is 617, other filling stations are selling 690, 700. So people prefer to come here because it's cheaper, 617 compared to 700 at least.
The impact of this fuel crisis extends beyond the pump, affecting daily business operations and even transportation fares, which has seen a significant rise. Some residents have, however, called for fuel subsidy to be brought back and for the government to take decisive measures to curb fuel scarcity.
The removal of subsidy brought us to this level. I think if it should be reversed back or anything possible about that, I think that should be the solution.
We've seen people that did a partial withdrawal. We've now seen people that did 100% withdrawal. So we have seen it. The issue is that it should be returned.
As long fuel queues continue to stretch across Abuja, residents are left grappling with the harsh realities of price disparities. While the NNPC outlets maintain a price of 617 naira per litre, other stations are selling at over 700 naira, adding further strain on commuters and businesses alike. Commuters are calling for a sustainable solution to the nation's fuel supply challenges. For now, the frustration on the streets grows as Abuja residents wait for relief. that seems long overdue. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has confirmed that the federal government is paying subsidies on its petrol it imports into the country, though the NNPCL denied paying fuel subsidies to marketers in the last 9 months. It said the government allows it to sell at the price below the landing cost. The company's chief financial officer, Lajo Marali, made the clarifications in Abuja. Ajay said the company was only handling petrol importation shortfalls between it and the Federation. Ahead of the September 21st poll, the INEC Independent National Electoral Commission chairman hosted State Electoral Commission. Here the report. As part of their consultative meeting with stakeholders ahead of Edo-Ondo elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, stressed on the commitment over cards collections as part of preparations for the Edo state governorship election. He says comprehensive electoral register will be issued to political parties in their fulfillment for the election.
I am glad to report that all the cards have been printed and delivered to our office in Benin City. From there, they have been handed over to our electoral officers for collection by voters. To ensure a seamless process, the cards will be available for collection in all the 192 wards in the state where the last voter registration took place. And these cards will be made available at RA level from Thursday, 22nd August 2024 to Monday, 26th August 2024.
Speaking on the election, the chairman assured voters of availability of voters' cards and scheduled activities for the November election, adding that the Commission's priority is on both states.
The Commission is working on the schedule for collection of PVCs in Ondo State. Our attention is focused on Edo State at the moment because the election is holding next month. I want to assure the electorate in Ondo State that action is being taken in respect of the availability of their PVCs for the governorship election holding in November this year.
The meeting with electoral commissioners is also aimed at reviewing the pending by-elections to fill 7 vacancies in the national and state assemblies across 6 states of the Federation. Edikan Michael for Global TV News. And now the federal government has announced that it has paid off 205 billion naira of the 1.3 trillion naira that it owed to power generation companies in a move aimed at boosting liquidity in the power sector. The Minister of Power, Adebayo, disclosed this in Abuja during an oversight visit by the House of Representative Committee and Power. Adebayo emphasized the need for lawmakers to hold the executive accountable for settling outstanding debts to players in the sector and must therefore sustain their pressure to achieve this goal. From that, the new Director General of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission, Jobson Ewola, has vowed to streamline the public-private partnership processes to accelerate infrastructure development and bridge the attendant gaps and stimulate economic growth. He said that public-private partnerships are vital for advancing development across all sectors, and the need for strategic procedures and crucial steps to improve their delivery considering the Nigeria's facility gaps. However, also promised that the Commission would, within the ambit of the law, resolve all encumbrances that hamper the execution of projects so long as such projects are bankable and viable and important to the Nigerian people and deliver value for money. On the foreign scene, thousands of children in northern Vietnam would struggle to return to school after the flash floods and the landslides damaged homes, which destroyed crops and isolated several communities in the region, a charity warned. The country is not experienced an extremely wet summer with mountainous areas in the northwest, particularly hard hit by the heavy downpours and flash floods since early July. 29,000 houses have been damaged and 90,000 hectares of crops destroyed, according to Vietnam's General Statistics Office last month. And in the meantime, thousands of outraged Indian protesters, including the arch-rival football fans and lawyers, have called for justice after the rape and murder of a doctor and as widespread strikes by healthcare workers enter the second week. The discovery of the 31-year-old doctor's bloody body at the state-run hospital in the eastern city of Kolkata on August 9 had sparked medical strikes and protests across India, channeling anger at the chronic issue of violence against women. Doctors' associations from government-run hospitals in many cities across India continued strikes that cut non-essential services. The mother doctor was found in the teaching hospital's semi-hall, suggesting she had gone there for a break during the 36-hour-long shift. United States Secretary of State Anthony Blinken in Israel to push for a Gaza truce says ongoing negotiations were maybe the last chance to reach an agreement to end the war. Exo, who holds the largely ceremonial role, says Israelis wanted to see the return as soon as possible of hostages still held in Gaza since the October 7 attack that triggered the war. And now to sport news. General manager of Eyimba Football Club and the legendary footballer Kanu Nwankwo has inaugurated a family stand at the club stadium in Aba, Abia State. Kanu, who started this in a statement in Aba, said the initiative aims to create and provide a welcoming and inclusive environment and atmosphere for families to enjoy live football together. He said, quote, "The family stand is designed to provide a safe and comfortable space for parents and children to cheer on Eyimba FC," unquote. And Thierry Henry has officially resigned from his position as head coach of the France Under-21 national team. The announcement made by the French Football Federation confirmed that Henry's departure was due to personal reasons. Renowned football journalist Fabrizio Romano also reported the news, stating that Henry had decided to terminate his contract with the team. Romano added that the reasons for Henry's decisions were described as personal. And that is it on Meet the News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to air Nicom South and its parameters shown on your screen. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now shown on your screen. I am Edika Michael. Many thanks for watching and stay with us on Meet the News. See you again.